Last year I reviewed this protective case for the Osmo Pocket 1 by Australian design company Scotty Makes Stuff. Well, apparently Scotty and his team don't waste time on trivial things like eating and sleeping, because just a few weeks after the Pocket 2's announcement, they released a whole new line of cases for the Pocket 2. And I have two of those cases here. Let's take a look. I want to start by saying that this is not a sponsored video, but I'd like to thank Scotty for sending me these two free samples to test and review. And as far as I know, they're the only third-party cases yet available for the Pocket 2. I'll start with the Slim case. It's made of a 3D printed polymer, and it's designed and manufactured by Scotty and his team in their own facility in Australia. To put the camera into the case, make sure the tripod extension is attached, the joystick is removed, and then just drop it in. It's secured to the case in a pretty clever way with this metal wheel which screws into the bottom. It's clever, but it does come with one caveat, which I'll get into in a minute. So the bottom is secured with the screw, and the top has these little soft rubbery pieces to stop the camera body from rubbing against the plastic. As well as offering protection, there's another reason I like this. This is the DJI case. This is Scotty's case. DJI case. Scotty's case. There are holes cut out for all the microphones, a place for the included lanyard, a hole on the lid for the wireless mic to clip to just like the DJI case, and the power button has a little ridge to prevent it from being turned on accidentally. Another benefit, and this is the main attraction for me, is that it brings expandability thanks to the 1/4-inch tripod sockets. When it comes to these cases, wherever there's even a possibility of putting a tripod socket, you can bet Scotty will find a way to put one there. And on this, there are 3. And that means you can add things like lights or audio recorders, or connect 2 or even 3 cameras together for side-by-side comparisons. The only other thing I wish it had was a way to charge the camera while it's in the case. But because of the way it's secured, and with this wheel, there's no room for a cutout for the charging cable. So you'll have to take it out of the case to charge and to copy files to your computer. But there is another version of this called the Slim Creators Case, a longer version designed to accommodate the do-it-all handle. And the good news is, that version gives you access to the USB-C port for charging and file transfer. So you never have to remove it from the case if you don't want to. So that's the Slim case, but if you want even more protection and even more features, there's this. It's called the Pro case, and as soon as I held it in my hand, I was like, yep, this is going to be my case. It's similar to my older Pocket 1 case, but with some improvements. First of all, it's quite a bit thinner than last year's one, and because of that, in combination with the newly designed grip, it feels better in the hand. It's a simpler 2-piece design, just one solid body and a lid, whereas the old model was made up with this hinge and latch locking system, which was more vulnerable to damage than the new case. Although my old one was thrown around a fair bit last year and is still in good condition. The big improvement is that the new lid is a lot easier and faster to take on and off. You now just twist to lock and unlock instead of using the screw down ring of the old case. Like with the Slim case, the camera drops down inside and is secured with the same screw, so it can't fall out when you hang it upside down. Unfortunately, like with the Slim case, there's no way to charge or access your files while it's in the case. Last year's model had room for the Wi-Fi module, which could also charge the camera, whereas this one doesn't. But I understand why. Most people aren't using the old Pocket 1 Wi-Fi module with the new Pocket 2. Instead, they're using the new do-it-all handle for their Wi-Fi needs. And luckily for those people, There's an alternate version of this case that supports the do-it-all handle, and that gives you access to charging and file transfer without taking it out of the case. I don't have the do-it-all handle because it makes the camera too long for me, but I did wonder if I could squeeze my Pocket 2 and the old Wi-Fi module into the old case. But it's not quite long enough, darn it. Maybe I can grind it down or something. In terms of expandability, this one looks at the slim case and says, I see what you can do, and that's impressive, but hold my beer. There's room for a spare SD card and your most used ND filter in here. The lid has a cutout for the wireless mic, and when I mentioned earlier that Scotty has a thing for 1/4-inch sockets, I wasn't kidding. Check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tripod sockets. So if you want to add extra stuff to it, it really just comes down to how silly do you want to get. There are holes cut for the side mics, and a sound pipe on the top carries sound down into the rear microphone. And there's a lanyard hole. At first I struggled a bit with the power button until I figured out you just have to make sure you grip the side of the Pocket 2 with your other finger. If you try to press it like this, it takes too much force to turn on. So finger on this side, thumb on that side, sorted. Carrying over from the older version is this protective bumper which protrudes beyond the gimbal and lens in every direction to protect the camera in the event of tipping over or being dropped on its side. So, which one do I prefer and are they worth the money? At the current sale price, the slim case is less than $20 and the Pro case is less than $30. For something that has this many features and isn't mass produced in China, I think that's really cheap. Shipping from Australia does add to the cost, but word on the street is that these cases might soon be available on Amazon for North American customers, maybe. But you didn't hear that from me. Some people are going to prefer the slim case because it adds a lot of protection with the least amount of bulk, but for me, it's the Pro case that does it. It just feels so nice in the hand, and it has those extra 1/4-inch sockets, which, to be honest, I can't imagine myself using them all, at least not all at once, but I know I could if I wanted to get really wild. There's a link below if you want to buy one. It's not an affiliate link, but I just really like these cases and I like to support independent companies like this that are making some really cool and innovative stuff and solving problems that the big companies just aren't. Thanks again to Scotty for letting me test these out, and thanks to my viewers for tuning in. See you next time.